click go live, which is always scary and exciting.
Yeah.
Going live. That looks good. Okay. So now I'm going to refresh my phone.
So weird seeing yourself on
Can you
there.
see yourself already?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Let's
Yeah.
see if this is all going to plan. I can see you on Zoom. And what we need to do is turn the volume down on the phone device so we don't hear the conversation looping through, which I'm doing now.
Oh, so you see the
You can see the stream on your phone and any
okay,
comments that come through, and then we can
great.
have Zoom together on our
Yeah.
actual device.
Yeah. I love
So
to
you
do
can
it.
see it coming through on your side.
Yeah.
I'm jelly. I can't see it yet,
Oh.
but I believe you. It's working.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's delayed, so it's really interesting to see that part of self,
It's
the
it can
path.
be confronting to see
I
self.
like it. Yeah. That one.
Oh, there it is. Yay. Get ready to be inspired. Join us for Michelle's interview. Beautiful. We are live streaming. It is bizarre looking back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm so grateful for technology that we get to do this kind of thing.
I
It's
know,
really
right?
fun.
Yes.
So if anyone is joining us, thank you for joining us. Really excited to share this time with Michelle. So thank you for joining me, Michelle.
Okay.
Please go for comments. Anyone who watches this, type things in, and I will check on the phone from time to time to include the conversation with the community. Um, this is the second time I've done a live stream interview. Every other time it's been pre-recorded. So this is a good challenge for me too. So yay.
Mm.
Okay, so before I go into some really fun, heart-centered questions, the first thing I normally offer is to introduce yourself. How would you like to introduce yourself to the community as detailed as you like? Have a bit of story about yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my name's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
I love it. Um, oh, yeah. Um, I have spent most of my life caring for others, and over the last few years, um, burning out from COVID at
Mm,
work has made me recognize that I need to put the same amount of care into others, into myself, or else it's just, yeah, not going to be me anymore.
mm.
So, um, sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I feel lots of energy in my whole body. It goes bzzz. That's
Uh,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is I'm a very different person now, um, than I was before going through this emotional detox journey. Um,
Yeah.
def yeah,
Do you
I'm not,
remember some traits that
yeah,
you were kind of walking in before you started working in this space? What was life like before this work?
yeah. So, highly anxious, very angry, um, definitely not as present as I thought I was.
Mm,
Um, but the same thing, the the thing that has stuck from then to now is just that persistence, or that, I don't know, that inner wisdom or drive to get closer to that I don't know, what do you call it, that thing within you,
yeah.
that's yearning, for, in inner peace and harmony.
Your heart's calling you home.
That one,
Heart's
yeah.
calling you home. It's gonna happen over and over and over and over again. Yeah.
Yes, which it has,
Yeah.
and it's, yeah, it's lovely.
And it gets louder. starts to get more attention,
Yes.
more screen time compared to anxiety running the show.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much. I suppose you've touched on COVID and burnout with work.
Mhm.
We've spoken briefly before we went live to mention the career path you've been on for some time. How long have you been in your field of work as a paramedic?
So been about 6 years as a paramedic, and prior to that, I've been in healthcare for 15 years.
Mm,
Um, yeah,
caregiver.
yeah,
Big caregiver. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And so being able to, like you said, begin this journey, you started to give the level of love and care that you'd been giving to those you work for and work with for yourself.
yes, yeah,
And then now we get to play in the fun, reflective state of this interview, which I've got my notes beside me. And we'll get started with the first question
mm.
and a triple check on any comments. Cindy's watching. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Nielsy. Thanks for joining. Yay! Cindy has done the program before I went to casual one-on-ones quite a while ago now. Thank you for joining, Cindy. Um, yeah, beautiful soul. I hope you both
Yeah,
get to meet one day, actually.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um, okay, so what did you value the most, or what have you valued the most since you began your sessions?
Um, Being able to like tap into inner peace, like being able to regulate that through the breath. I know that sounds, I don't know the word cliche, but every time I'm able to do the breathing exercises in our sessions or even out of our sessions, it almost feels like a little packet of, I don't know, ecstasy or just something yummy that's kind of recharges within.
Yeah.
And it's addictive. And it's
Yes.
just like, I'm happy to be addicted with myself, like,
Yes.
in that
Yes. Yes.
essence of feeling
Yes.
good.
Inner peace, presence, breathing brings energy into the body. Who would have
Mm,
thought?
mm. It's quite profound.
And
Yeah.
I love that you're practicing it as much as you have been outside sessions too, which shows not only one, it's working well for you in sessions, but it's coming to your attention more frequently that you're doing it outside sessions. And now it's
Mm,
starting to become like the healthy habit on how you
mm.
can access inner peace and energy.
Yes. Yes.
That's a game changer. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you value that because I 1,000% relate.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
different to maybe the energy that you or the change of feeling that I myself had been reaching for before this type of work was being a full-time smoker myself,
Mm,
addicted to sugar, drinking cans of Coke, lots of takeaway just because I was so busy, even though I was raised with a family who had beautiful, healthy meals, lots of supplementation, Chinese medicine, all the possibilities for me to have a healthy upbringing, and yet still I would go down the other path. And
hmm
knowing that you've been able to access inner peace, find a way of being more present and getting that buzz of energy from your breathwork practices, how is that affecting you now based on what you've been able to free yourself from? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge used to be vaping, right?
Yeah. 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 Long term on and off smoker, and I did a lot of things to try and stop, like go cold turkey.
Yep.
Um,
How long did that
yeah,
last when you tried to go
acupuncture.
cold turkey?
Um, the longest I've done is a year.
Yeah.
So, um,
And that takes courage. Cold turkey. That's like
yeah,
wrestling a monster to the ground without any skills.
yeah, yeah.
Tough.
Yeah. I didn't know that until I did. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like all willpower.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Good on you.
Um, but yeah, like I think it was our second session or first session, can't remember that. Yeah, like I just didn't want to stop, and I realized there was a deep connection with self-worth, self-esteem
Mm,
that I believe was really connected to that. And when I smell smoke or when I see someone vaping, there's no urge anymore to
mm.
go for it. It's just like a distant memory, but there's no emotional attachment to it anymore.
Yeah, it's a real sign that you've released the emotional trigger that was driving the behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
And it sounds like you're in a place of compassion too, right? It's not like a judgment space of everyone else should
Mm,
stop right now because you
mm,
have. And
mm.
some people can get stuck in that. And again, without judging, there is a freeing space that can come from moving from the addictive patterns of behavior, sitting in this deep sense of peace and compassion, non-emotional attachment is like totally open, and watching somebody else going through their patterns and just being okay with where they're at, not being triggered, not being in a state of craving, and no willpower was required.
Yeah, yeah. And I might just add, like, for
Yeah.
transparency, I did notice myself veering off to the next addiction, and that was
Mm.
sugar, and that was
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Um, and again, that self-compassion of just watching myself when I, craved the chocolate and like looking at the patterns of
It's
that. It gave me more clarity in that sense
mm.
to, yeah, see that, yeah,
Yeah.
ingrained pattern. And I don't know, I guess that makes you feel like you're more in control of seeing that.
Mm.
And then, yeah, recognizing that, uh, like, I've forgotten what I was the point I was trying to make.
I'm hearing you. There's a sense of releasing the addiction to vaping and then catching yourself getting into a pattern of leaning into another thing to be supportive and
Yeah,
confident. And then
yes,
witnessing yourself in the behavior has empowered you
yeah,
to
yeah,
see it differently now.
yes. And in that sense, it's it's kind of done a reverse and I've gone inwards and it's like I don't know, like I feel like I'm going down like a hobby pathway at the moment where it's satisfying the need and like with my values. I don't know, like that's my addiction, like doing things that I love. Like
Mm,
I don't know, that's how I can kind of explain it at the
yeah.
moment. Like that's
Yeah.
been the biggest shift.
That makes sense. It makes so much sense.
Like if I go and do something I like, then I won't need to have the chocolate. I mean, obviously you
Or
can have
anything
the
sugary or
chocolate.
whatever you're leaning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then yeah, okay.
Awareness,
Yeah.
being present,
Yes.
catching the patterns,
That
observing the patterns. And if anyone's watching this who is stuck in addiction in any sense, be
mm,
gentle with yourself.
mm,
Um, and sometimes we might catch ourselves after we've gone through the binge or the drink or the food or the snack or the whatever. And then
mm,
once we notice it, that's okay. We've come back home. We can
mm,
notice it
mm,
and then do the work again. And just to be gentle, right? Because sometimes we don't notice until
100%.
after we've done it. We go, oops, I feel like crap now. And then we can still process.
100%. It's a
Yeah.
real practice. And I think that's the biggest thing with breath work that's provided me with is that being able to gain that perspective, that awareness.
Mm.
That's just the beginning. You've opened up the portal. Like you can't unsee that.
You can't unlearn this, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that you
Mm,
messaged me, it was like after your second session, we spoke about this just before we shared the live stream. You did two sessions in 1 week, two
mm,
one-on-ones in 1 week, and then you
mm,
messaged me and you're like, "Hey Jacq, I don't want to jinx this, but I've
mm,
stopped vaping." And even I
mm,
was delighted, surprised.
mm,
Not surprised as in like disbelief, but I was like,
mm.
"Yes, you have. It's that
Yeah.
easy."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So just honoring your courage to, first of all, say yes to doing the work, going all in, trusting the space. I'm always honored that someone can drop into this sort of space and I can support and guide you to go as far as you did and see the results almost immediately in your
Yeah.
physical behaviors. Like we feel the
Yeah.
shift immediately inside ourselves, but often it can take a little bit of time to integrate. For some people, it might be a few weeks or a few months for some big behavioral
Yeah.
changes to take
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
The fact that you were so open and receptive to it, the proof was there immediately. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
you definitely inspired me to know, like even me, the stuff that I've gone, like, yeah, I've done
Yeah.
this and it's helped me and it's worked for me. And these are my stories. But I love hearing the evolution of this work and seeing you shift even after the first two sessions. I was like, yes. Go.
Yeah. 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 It's a yeah, it's a lot.
And every time I was like, just want to check in. And it's okay if you are or are not, but are you still not vaping? You're like, yeah, I'm
Mm,
still not vaping. And you're
yeah.
like, I'm done.
And I didn't even have withdrawal symptoms that I like physical ones that I have had in the past, which is also really interesting too.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
What sort of symptoms would they have been when you were trying to give it up before breakfast?
Not being able to sleep, sometimes sweatiness, high heart rate, anxiety. I think
Mm,
from that point on, I have not had anxiety, like just a higher underlying anxiety that I usually would have in my day. Like that has dropped significantly.
mm.
Now, yeah, reflecting back, that, yeah, significant drop in anxiety.
The visual I have for that is there's a car and the engine's on and the handbrake's up and the gear's in park, but it's on the
Yeah,
accelerator. It's like all brakes, all accelerate, and it's like
yeah, yeah,
anxiety, just like this
yeah,
underlying,
yeah,
oh, and then breath work happens, and then it's just like puts off the accelerator, engine is on, but I'm in park until I'm ready to go.
yeah, yeah,
That's the
uh,
feeling that I've had in the past, and it sounds like that's something like what you're describing now.
yeah.
Less
And then,
anxiety.
yeah, and then a sense of freedom. It's like, whoa, oh, it's, yeah, amazing. Yeah, yeah.
See, how's this
Sometimes I just have,
conversation so far? It's so
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
So fun.
yeah.
I could just at a glance, I can see Cindy has added a comment. She said, yes, I believe the state, your true self is inner peace. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
The state of inner peace definitely comes from this work. And wink, wink, nudge, nudge to anyone who's curious and watching this. The pathway to peace is through healing resentment, through healing anger, making friends with that. Until we face that, we can just be walking around in circles, getting more pain built up, more
Mm.
tension, more frustration. So that's probably why you've shifted so quickly. You were so open to that at the start. So
And that reminds me, I think it was our first session. I don't know, there was a lot going on the first two sessions. One
mm.
of them, I released a lot of anger, and your comment was like, oh, how long have you been holding on for that?
How long has this been inside
Yeah,
for? How long have you been
yeah,
holding on to this?
yeah.
Yeah.
That, yeah, that was pivotal from
Yes.
releasing that anger. I never realized how much anger really, yeah, fueled that or hid that fear for me.
And to just de-shame how vulnerable that sharing is. For me, when I started my anger work, I was like, I'm not angry.
Mm,
I'm fine.
mm,
It's all them. It's my sister. She's the one with the
mm,
problem. And my coach was like, yeah, just see how you go.
mm,
Have a go. Just practice the processes, which I'm guiding you through.
mm.
And I never knew, just like you, I had no idea how much I was holding on to.
Yeah, yeah, you
So
don't.
most people who say I'm not an angry person or I don't get emotional, there's a good chance that there's just so repressed and so suppressed down that it's not in conscious awareness. And so for it to come to surface when you remove smoking and sugar and all the things, the energy rises. And then thank goodness for breath work and this presence that we can sit in to process that, which again, we're like preaching to the choir now about how amazing it is and how much shifts,
Mm,
how deep the shifts you receive so early on. Um,
yeah.
yeah, did you want to add anything to that around vaping and addiction before I move to the next question?
Um, no. not that I can think of right now.
Yeah,
But
cool.
yeah, if anyone's got questions, please
Oh,
pop it
thank
there.
you. That's a
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. If
sure.
anyone's got questions for Michelle, that's a great
Mm,
offer. Thank you for
yeah,
inviting that.
always.
Um,
Anytime.
if value means different to enjoyment, and you've spoken about what you valued when it comes to finding inner peace and finding the energy inside, um, what is it that you've enjoyed about these sessions?
Um, for me, it has been a safe space in the way that, um, I guess, the way that you allow, like the responses that you have, and the guidance. Oh, how do I say this? So as I'm talking, you're able to guide me in the right direction for that growth,
Mm,
and without without me feeling controlled in that sense. So it's like my own self-discovery journey, but you kind of just, yeah,
you've explained it well.
yeah.
I'm hearing you
I
like,
see pictures, but words,
mm,
yeah, it's a bit
yeah,
difficult.
we're picture people. If anyone
Yeah,
else is in this group who receives intuition and information from your higher self through blocks of images, we have to translate
yeah,
that to words before we can communicate. It can be tricky sometimes.
yeah,
I
yeah.
totally get it. Yeah. Um, there is a level of personal responsibility that I give you from the very beginning. And I
Mm,
say it to everyone, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not doing anything to you. I'm not doing anything for you. You go as far as you can at your edge, and that's where we go. And I think I value that deeply when I'm in the receiving mode of a session,
mm,
which is why I sit in that space when I offer space for others, because it's so much more empowering, especially if you're high sensitive, if you're carrying a lot of trauma, if you just don't want to yet. Like we go to that edge and that's enough.
yeah. That whole process is so validating, and I think it really allows you to um, recognize that what you're feeling is so valid
Mm,
and real, despite what we see and hear, you know, in our environments.
yes.
It's
Yeah.
really, yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is such an important piece, being validated and experiencing that self-validation as well. Because in the past, growing up at schools, whatever the way or however we experienced interacting with people or teachers or authority, we've learned to look outside of ourselves to get the nod of approval, to be accepted in some way. And instead of me going, yes, this is what's going on for you, this is how you're feeling, I go, with the questions that I ask you for you to find your own
Mm,
answers. And so
mm,
you're learning to let go of the old paradigm of
yeah,
waiting for someone to tell me what's wrong or to tell me it's fine or to get over it, and to
yeah,
explore it in a self-validating way while being
yes,
supported to know that your answers are true
yeah.
and they're not
So
wrong.
empowering. Yeah, so empowering. That feeling has been epic. I love that
Mm,
feeling. It's, yeah. It doesn't cut, like, it's not an arrogant, or
no,
it's just, yeah, that
it's a
heart
heart-centered.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of the
Yeah.
time when we go into interview like this,
Beautiful.
most of the sensations and the experiences that we're trying to
Mm,
share
mm,
often don't match the words that we have
mm.
in our English language.
I agree. Yeah.
So for anyone who has experienced this work can relate to that, and we can remember that we are doing our best to explain it with words, even though the feelings go so much deeper.
Yeah. And that's another thing also just realized, being non-judgmental and supportive in the way I communicate, and like,
Mm,
even if that's not words, that's symbols, that's colors.
mm. Mm.
sensations. Like, yeah, I feel like that's been also really empowering too, because as I'm like unlayering myself through these sessions, I've realized that underneath that, I've had these abilities, as a child, and it's just like that is the real me, and I've just hidden that away, and yeah, it's really exciting. It just keeps
Yes,
on opening up. It's like this
yes.
presence.
It's
Yeah.
like the parcel of a lifetime.
Yeah,
One
every
layer at a
day
time.
something unravels, and it's great. Just
Next
like,
layer. There's
wow.
a treat under every
Mm.
layer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing. Oh,
yes.
well, the visual of pass the parcel with like unwrapping a layer and then having the gift. I think the
Yeah.
unwrapping is like a letting go of whatever the limiting belief is, whatever the pain is,
Yes.
whatever the emotional baggage is that we're sort of coming to head with, sort of
Yeah.
resisting it and being like, no, I don't want to go and find the gift. I'm just going to keep that wrapping all over it. I'm never going to see what's inside. But
Yes.
unwrapping that layer, letting it go, let it just fall to the side, and then receiving the gift one layer at a time.
Yeah.
Breathwork is like pass the parcel.
Yes. Yes. And that gift to yourself, and then you realize you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God, yeah.
So
So
your
nice.
valuing
Yeah.
and your enjoyment are deeply connected to inner peace and validation and feeling energized
Yeah.
by the process.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
ones. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, so how do you feel before, or how did you feel before you had your sessions started? That English was so tangled. Let me come back to English
Yeah.
in a way that makes sense. We
Good.
spoke earlier
Yeah.
before we went live
Yeah.
on how you were before, and you touched on it briefly at the beginning of the interview, how you were before. But if there's anything else you'd like to share about how you maybe thought about yourself or how you behaved or how you interacted, what life was like before these sessions, um, and then how it's so different now.
Um, I wore a lot of black. That's
Mm.
something that I've noticed. And now I'm just like color for everyone. And I'm like wearing colorful things.
Yes.
Um, I, I noticed like even when I'm walking down the street, I'm, I don't know, people speaking to me. I'm not even like I'm just walking, like they'll say something to me, which is really nice.
Mm.
Um, can
Mm.
you ask
They're
the
subtle
question again?
things,
Because
aren't
I
they?
just they are. Oh,
But how were you before we started working together? And what's different now? So
yes,
before you spoke about like a high level of anxiety and
yes, yeah.
angry and vaping and
Um,
burnout.
yeah, a lot. Not yeah, not expressing myself and
Mm,
my needs. That has been a big one too.
mm.
Recognizing what I value and what my needs are. I think also part of that anger anxiety cycle is
That's
not
huge.
not recognizing needs. And as soon as
Yeah,
I've met that need, anxiety's gone.
right. And so most people will spend their whole life trying to get away from the feeling of anxiety, but instead this way we go into it and then you get what you need and anxiety leaves and it's different.
Yeah. And now understanding the emotions that are coming up and the body sensations as they come up, I'm able to translate them and then do the behavior to like correct what my body's telling me. Like that is like this whole time
It
my body's
was
like
all
trying to give me,
here.
yeah, my body's like trying to, help me just
This whole time, what
grow.
do you
And
mean?
yeah, yeah, that's been a big one too. I'm like, oh, okay, just I need to ease up. Like yesterday, I woke up quite flat, low mood.
Yep.
Um, and I just watched myself, go again. That's awareness, being able to recognize that you're starting this pattern of going. For me, the thoughts were like quite negative,
Mm.
but then I was able to pull myself out of it and with breath work too, especially the exhale
Mm,
and letting go. Like I've
mm.
got little pieces of your voice in my head that come to me throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like just let it all out. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just yeah, that is like a reset of
Mm,
yeah, just reshifting the thinking.
yeah.
The thinking one coming back down to here. Like that's an old pathway of thought for me. And
Spot
that's
on.
yeah, big milestone for me because usually I'll just go down that known path.
Yeah. Okay.
Change
And so,
that.
and with that, I heard you say tired,
Mhm.
right? Yesterday was like, if you feel like you're heading into a sense of feeling flat or low energy,
Yeah.
my personal experience is if I'm
Mm.
not sleeping well, I'm very easily going down a rabbit hole of negativity in my mind, lower
That's
energy,
a big one. Yeah.
and almost the state of depression, right? It can be for a moment, or it could really drop for an
Mm.
extended period of time.
Mm. Mm.
And knowing that you are able to witness yourself in that moment, your thoughts, your energy, and care for yourself in a way that serves you now and later is different. Versus for me in the past, it would be what can I do to help myself feel better now, which may not necessarily mean it's better later.
Correct. And
The
I would
drink,
usually,
the smoke, the junk, the snacks,
yeah,
the scrolling, whatever it is that we can get swept up into to feel better now, to change the way we feel
yeah,
now, it's not necessarily great long term. And
yeah,
you're
yes,
changing your circuit pathway.
yes. And productivity is another one that I like go
Yeah.
towards because it keeps you in your mind, thinking, thinking,
Hmm.
thinking, not
Stuff
feeling.
to do.
But yesterday it's just like, this is indicator, like my body needs me to come back to it.
Mm.
Go and do something that doesn't require you to think. And
Yeah,
that's a big shift, recognizing that.
that's life changing,
It is.
completely life changing.
I
Um,
reckon I reckon this has added years to my life.
I wish we could study this. Could we
I
not
know.
put markers and
Yeah.
measure this? Imagine if we could see that after every
Yeah.
breathwork session, how much life is extended by.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
And
sure,
lung
sure there's
capacity
studies.
too. Lung capacity.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got a lot of data. Like I like to collect a bit of data on myself. So yeah, I can't wait to actually see the difference from previous to now.
I
Think.
would love to hear about that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing numbers
Yeah.
as comparison, even though you can feel it in yourself now, like, you've shifted, you've
Yeah.
changed,
Yeah.
like your experience in life is completely changing the people who are interacting with you in down the street. Like, that's a beautiful
Yeah.
synchronicity as well. And then if you were to like have the hard data and be like, this is what it was like the previous 6 months, and this is what it's like during, and this is like after, and just to see those ebbs and flows, it's I suppose it's reassurance too,
Yes. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
these sessions are not always fun.
No.
And we can talk
No.
about it now with a smile because we're
Yeah.
looking at it with reflection and in hindsight
Mm.
and the gifts that come from opening that next layer.
Yeah.
Uh, but what gets you to show up for a session, even though your mind's like, I don't want to do this. I don't think it's gonna happen today. I'd rather just go under the covers and hide or just go to the beach and
Mm.
like avoid, right? Avoid the thing that we know we need to face. What kept you coming back to sessions, even when it was intense and uncomfortable?
Being able to tell you about that process, because I mean, there's many times I'm like, oh, I do not want to do this right now,
Mm,
creating my own suffering. Uh, but being able to just express that to you and then with your not judgmental response and just welcoming that in it like reflected back to me to realize that my head's just I don't know, it's creating stories that aren't helping me. Like if I didn't do this, I wouldn't be here right now.
mm,
Like I don't know, like you've got to do something different than that you've been doing before, and this was different. I've done a lot of modalities, and they all, support, help, unlayer things. But this has been quite profound
Mm.
Yeah.
Can you find a distinction in the difference in all the modalities that you've experienced that have helped and how this is different to those?
I think it's uh the ongoing support, like the authenticness in that
Mm.
that I
Mm.
sense.
Mm.
Like you can tell that this is something that you really love doing within your
Mm.
heart, and that um, is expressed, yeah, really
Mm.
authentically. So
Mm.
I can feel that too,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And even if, you've got things going on, you can express that too. And it's just like, yeah, it's a great yeah, nice and transparent.
I love that you see that because over the years, as I've developed myself as a practitioner and a coach and a guide for people to do their own work, there's definitely an old paradigm, which is leave your shit at the door
Hmm. Yeah.
and put on the bright and shiny and pretend like it's
Hmm.
all okay because you're the leader
Yeah.
and you have to have your shit together. And that's not how I do things now.
Yeah.
And I think that can be so um, reassuring is a word that keeps coming up, nurturing and authentic. And there's no hierarchy in these sessions where it's like, I'm the person who's guiding you through your stuff. It's like, no, we are two human
Yeah.
beings. We're in this
Yeah.
meat suit. This is
Yeah.
where we are right now. And right now, we're just taking turns. You're in receiving mode and I'm in guiding mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me to be fully present for you in sessions or for anyone who's doing them, I validate what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, so I can be my most present for me to
Mm,
facilitate most presence for
mm,
the person. And so that means bringing all of me in
mm.
rather than becoming a fraction of that and just sharing a piece of it. So we have to bring all
Yeah.
of us in. So it's such a great sign to hear you say that because I doubted it in the start. I was like, should I be like fully open like this? Should I be sharing
No,
all of
I
this
love
in this
it.
space? And it's a little different. And I'm so enthusiastic and inspired to keep showing up this way because it's different to how other people have been experiencing different modalities. So I love hearing
Yeah.
what you shared. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Can you repeat the question again? Because I always forget it when I go on a tangent.
We went on a roll, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's gone. My mind is open. So it's fine. We can
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah. It's okay.
The more I learn about human design as well, by the way, as a reflector, have you done any human design yet? I can't remember if we touched on this.
Just a little bit, but not much. Yeah.
That's another
I am
skill set I want to add
curious.
to the tool belt at some point.
Yeah.
As a reflector, I'm open gates, which means everything's open. So I have a non-mind.
Yeah.
So when the thought comes, it's present,
Yeah.
it's released, and then if you go
Yeah.
back to it, it's gone.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Um, so I think that's why it's been helping in sessions too, where I am in a place of non-judgmental space. So whatever thoughts are coming from you in your session or whoever, I allow them to come through and there's no
Mhm.
debate. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, cool,
Yeah.
in and let go.
Yeah.
Human
Yeah.
design. Stay tuned. I'm going to bring more of that in. Just going to
Yeah.
keep practicing more.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm digressing. Digressing.
Great.
So we spoke about the before and after feels. That seems significantly different, which is great. Um, and it's a sense of keep on changing, yeah? Like from one session to the next session, change is happening in the session and change is happening between the sessions when you're integrating your
Mm.
realizations and your ahas. At what point did you notice that you had changed?
Um, One was the behaviors,
Mm,
two was the internal dialogue,
mm,
um, and three, yeah, the way I speak to people as well. Yeah, definitely.
Big
That,
ones.
yeah.
Big ones. Did you want to go into more specifics of that, or you want to leave that at that point?
I'm still exploring it, so it's still unfolding. So
Mm,
I might just leave it at that.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to speaking to people, I can share from mine.
Mm,
That might help. And for anyone who's watching as
please.
well. I find that I don't get sucked in as easily as I had in the past,
That's a good one. Yeah.
especially being empathic and highly sensitive. I can very easily lose myself in the moment and then explode in any direction and then
Mm,
have to regroup myself later on. And that was
hmm.
exhausting. Whereas now with presence and awareness of mind, of body, of emotion, as a whole system in like working and flowing together, there's opportunities to engage and there's opportunities to respond and there's also opportunities to
Mm,
be silent. There's
mm,
opportunities just to play and just be in the human meat suit and be an absolute mess, and that's okay. And
hmm,
there's times
hmm,
to just become a hermit. When I call hermit, it's like that shutdown, withdrawal with the sense of love as opposed to a sense of escape or a sense of
mm,
avoid.
hmm.
Um, Talking to people is, I think, where a lot of our growth shows up. So that might be some of the words that you're experiencing that haven't become words yet.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. With listening to people, I definitely used to absorb a lot of that.
Mm.
Now I listen from a different space. Um,
Listening from the mind versus listening from the heart,
mm,
or listening from the
yeah.
emotional reactions, which is where all of our triggers hang out.
Yeah. 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 I definitely noticed I try and save people. That was the biggest realization.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
really, like when someone spoke, I'm always looking for a solution for them.
Guilty as charged.
Mm. Yeah. It's,
Always working on it.
yeah. Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
always. And
Yeah.
oh, I put my hand up. I didn't. Did you know that Zoom can do that?
What did it
Did you
do?
see that? I got a hand come up just by hand in the air.
Ah, no, didn't come
Cool.
up.
Hey, Zoom. Soz. Bring the hand
The
down.
simple thing.
Blow in the hand. Yeah, so like leading from the heart versus or listening from the heart instead of listening from the mind or wanting to rescue or save is
Mm,
is big. It's a big time saver and energy saver
mm. Yeah.
and
Energy
more
saver.
empowering for the other as well.
Yes. And yeah. And deepens the connection,
Mm,
which is, yeah, it's
yes.
nice.
Okay.
Mm,
We're rolling. 222, they're magic numbers. It's just come across to 222 on the clock. It got
excellent.
my attention and I can't remember what it means, but it's important. So I have to come back and I'll let you know what it is later.
Yeah. Oh, and the synchronicities too, they're wild.
Are they happening hourly, daily, minute by minute? Where are you noticing synchronicities in your day to life, day to day life?
I notice, I definitely notice that if I'm not experiencing synchronicities, I'm not as present.
Mm,
And I need to, yeah, incorporate more breath work. And
mm.
yeah, that's what but yeah,
It's
it's,
nice when things line up.
yeah, and yeah, yeah, that's all I'm going to say with that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, there's no word with it. It's just, yeah,
Being in
yeah,
present state, in a heart state, is where you get to hang out now on a regular basis as
yeah,
often as you want to, as often as
yeah,
you're willing to process the stuff that keeps you from being there.
yes,
The blocks, right? Keep clearing the
yeah,
blocks, stay present.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Next question. There's so many feelings that have been expressed with only about 10% words. I think this is how it feels for me in an interview process. I have a
mm,
lot of love and what's the word? Gratitude for these interactions because I know how profound the shifts can be and trying to articulate them into words is difficult sometimes.
Mm, yes.
How are you feeling so far?
Um, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not looking at my phone because that's just distracts me. So
Okay. Is it
yeah,
okay that I check for comments?
yeah, go for it.
Thank you. I got a thumb up on there. And it is a sunny day today, so some people may be out and about, and that's okay. We all love you if
Yeah,
you watch the replay.
it's okay.
Anyone who watches this as replay, please hashtag replay. And any more comments and questions, please let us know as well. Okay, we've got two more questions.
Yes,
2.5.
excellent.
Would you recommend I sup- this it sounds so ego-ish, but it comes from a like a really heart-centered question place.
Yeah,
Would you
yeah,
recommend me to your friends, and if so, why?
yes, I have, and it's funny because I see the resistance that I was experiencing before I decided
Mm.
to do it. And full disclosure, it took me about a year of observing Jacq, not in a non-stalkerish way, but just to yeah, just to see her essence unfold.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
so it
that's
took
actually significant to
yeah,
consider.
yeah, took me a good while. Which has made another thing. It's made me realize to just do it, just do the thing. You know what
Just
I
do the
mean?
thing. Yeah.
Because like the effects from it, it's just life changing beyond yeah beyond words. Um, yes, and I have recommended it, and maybe a bit too much
Are you
for
fangirling
this.
breathwork? You're not
But
alone. You're not
yeah,
alone.
yeah, and I've even
Whatever.
had yeah, have had like friends and family see a profound shift
Mm.
in me. Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you notice that they've noticed the profound shift in you?
Um, well, it makes me realize that I don't have to like I just like my essence, the the way that I walk through life is like it's a choice to be there, and it like yeah, so hard to put this in words.
Mm. What's the sensation or emotional response that you feel when you notice others see the change in you? Because it's the mirror seeing the mirror seeing the mirror. It's like the
Mm,
reflection back tenfold.
to be honest, it makes me sad when they don't do it for themselves.
Mm.
Um, but I know everyone has to, come to their own, decisions. But I don't know. Yeah, I would would hope for anyone to experience what I've experienced. Yeah, we're in this life, and why not live it to the fullest?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Um, what is it that you would say to your friends about the sessions that inspires a connection between the two of you, like talking to a mate?
Uh, like like in terms of the conversation, like how
Yeah,
does that get
yeah.
inspired? Um, I think it's the aware, like becoming more present, you tend to hear people. I don't mean to externalize, but you hear people talk about what they want to fix,
Mm-hmm.
and but there's no action. Like it's that stuck thing, that stuckness,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that is what inspires the conversation
Mm.
for me and them when you hear the like
You
yeah,
can say
like we're
complaining.
complaining.
You
Yeah,
can say that. That's okay.
yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. I don't. Yeah,
It's fine.
but yeah, complaining is great. It's great, but like I don't know. Like when I look at myself and I've been complaining about something for a long period of time, it's like, well, maybe I should try something different instead
Mm.
of doing the same thing. And
Or
that's
people stay stuck and go, well, this is just how it is.
yeah, yeah,
Some
that.
people are happy with that. Some people are willing, whether they like it or not, to stay in their familiar state, which can be really frustrating when you know it can be easier.
Yeah. And I used to see that too. Like I was open with you. Like
Yeah.
when I saw you, I was just like, I was kind of threatened by the happiness, the joy, the freedom,
Mm.
the kindness. Um, but I realized, yeah, that part of my brain, the thinking brain, is just
That's,
it's I don't know, protecting me from that. It's I don't know,
yeah.
from my upbringing in that
When did
sense.
you when
Just
did you find that the kindness and the I think you said she said freedom, kindness, and happiness.
yeah,
When did that feel non-threatening to you?
when I spoke to you. I
Mm,
mean, like that was the yeah, when I spoke to you. But
mm,
even though like that part of my brain was pulling at me, it was the behaviors that you did that made me realize what type of person you are as well.
mm. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. The
Yeah.
Pilates and dancing and things like that. So powerful.
Mm. And they're my safe space, right? They're the things that I'm familiar with too.
Yeah, yeah. And that translates to
Mm.
people you're guiding through that. Yeah.
I'm very honored and grateful that you saw kindness and freedom and um,
Joy.
joy, the traits that I've been practicing living up to as consistently as
Yeah.
possible.
And with
Um,
ease, like in a sense of ease, like don't
mm,
have to work so hard. That's something I've been brought up to, work hard, get what you
yeah,
want.
there's some work on that aspect, isn't there? I think
Mm.
I definitely haven't nailed that fully.
Yeah,
It's
no.
definitely something
Yeah,
that gets attention from
yeah,
time to time.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
again, being authentic and open to share those moments is, I think, why this is so powerful.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
would say, what would you say to others about your experience so far to inspire them to have a crack?
I don't know how inspiring this is, but the only thing that's stopping you is you. Like no one else is stopping you except yourself. Like just give it a go. It's okay. Like that flexibility that you also provide, Jacq.
Mm,
You know, s- just give it a go.
mm,
Like that's the worst that's gonna happen. Oh
yeah.
well, I didn't die. I
You're
mean that's
still
the worst
here.
of it.
You're still here.
And I'm doing a goddamn interview, which is definitely not what I anticipated in this either.
Go back like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I think it's a little bit more now. I'll be like, hey, by the way, in 6 months' time, you're going to
Yeah.
be completely changed, free of addiction, and being interviewed in the group.
That's
What would
yeah,
you have said back then?
it sounds too good to be true,
Mm,
but why not? I'll give it a go. Why not? Like, yeah.
And that's shown how much you've changed too.
Yeah, like I'm not whenever yeah, I've just whenever I get that pull to not do something, even today, the interview, like I'm not perfect. It comes up like
Mm.
2 days ago. I'm like, I don't want to freaking do this interview. Like it was the pull of like, fuck,
Yeah.
like
What am
yeah,
I doing?
like it's intimate. It's yeah, it's quite intimate and vulnerable,
Yeah.
expressing yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was an old yeah belief that I was able to easily just put that like, okay, thank you, but also, I know how important it is for someone to talk about their experiences,
Mm.
especially being in the healthcare industry. It's just, I'm a paramedic professional with uniform, but I'm also human, and we all experience, similar things at some point in our lives. And
Yeah.
yeah, we just help each other get through this goddamn meat suit experience
It's
together.
together. I think
Wild.
that's an important part too, isn't it? We get through it
Yeah.
together. We're not meant to
Yeah.
be isolated. We
Yeah.
when we're in a safe community together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really important, I think,
Mm.
for growth and yeah.
And
Um,
sharing your personal experience is going to come across differently than it would be me getting on the camera and doing another live
yeah.
meeting and being, hey guys, I'm going to talk to you about this emotional baggage thing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
thing that's coming up right now. We can work through it. And it's refreshing, I'm sure, for the community to hear a authentic voice other than mine to share their experience, which is why I value you saying yes, even though you could feel the resistance coming in
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
session as well.
Yeah. A high value for honesty, and I yeah, I can't not say no to that. That this moment, I think it's really important.
This is a huge win for you then. You're
It
living up to your
is.
higher values, even
Yeah.
if there was some slight internal kicking and screaming along the way.
Yeah. 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 Big
Um,
time.
so I suppose with that in mind, I want to thank you again for your time and your vulnerability and um, the energy for this space and this interview for others to hang out and get to be a fly on the wall, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Hey Meg, I can
Yeah.
see Meg on. Beautiful Meg. Thanks for joining us. I can't see any comments coming through, so if anyone has
Yeah.
done a comment, I am sorry, we're not ignoring you. I just can't see them on my phone. Um,
You're welcome
before we wrap up,
anytime.
oh, sorry, say that again.
I was just saying, you're welcome anytime. Always, yeah. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Um, is there anything that we haven't spoken about that you feel like sharing either for yourself to have the space to express or for perhaps maybe an ear that somebody might need to hear something that feels like it's coming through you to share?
Um, just I don't like using that word, just do this, but try and listen to that inner voice that's really screaming for your conscious attention.
Mm.
Really, really important.
Thank you for saying that because I can help close on that and this interview. The mind will say, I don't want to, and I can't, and it's not good enough, and I'm not safe. And that inner voice, I said this to someone in a very critical moment a few years ago now, and I was like, I've got nothing else to say to help them right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I've tried everything in my bag of tricks. They're doing the best that they can, and we are stuck.
Mm,
And in the moment, I was like, imagine a cigarette lighter, like that flicker. It's like gas is like just
mm,
about to go
mm,
out.
mm.
Like that flick, listen to that deep
Yes.
inner fire,
Yeah.
not the pain, not the externals, none of those other big alarming distractions or sensations.
Mm,
Come into that flicker. And if there's a flicker inside that says, just try it,
yeah.
go for it. That is that inner voice that is often quiet when we're stuck in stress and anxiety and in pain until we experience breath work. And then all of a sudden that flicker is like there's more energy to that now, and it gets clearer and
Mm,
safer to listen to and to
mm,
trust. And the next thing
mm,
we know, we're listening from our heart rather than
mm.
listening from doubt, fear, and the past.
That's, yeah, really good metaphor. That's especially for a smoker. We understand that little run out. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Jacq. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome.
It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you in this interview space. We've not done this together before, and
No,
I cannot wait to cheer you on and continue to see your growth unfold and hang out with you and just be in this meat suit space together. It's been an absolute
thanks,
ball.
Jacq. Thanks, Jacq. Really appreciate it. Thanks
Love you
everyone for
lots.
watching. Speak to you soon.
See you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I have to try and do an end live. Hang on, stay on there, Mish, for me
Oh,
one
okay.
sec, and I'll jump
Yeah,
off the live.
I love this part.
This part is like the really, really smooth, well rehearsed exit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. Ending live. Thanks everybody for watching. Oh,
Bye.
one more
Oh.
thing. I forgot before I end it. I said I had an announcement.
Oh.
The announcement for the
Okay.
group. Drum roll, please. Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-dum. Is about a week ago, I celebrated in the group that we got over 500 members. Yay!
Mm.
That's not the announcement. Over the last few months, I've been sitting in looking for guidance on whether this group needs to be strictly women only. Even though I've been messaging women to come in, I've had about maybe 20 men in the group who have joined for different
Wow.
times at different places. Very
Wow.
so safe, trustworthy, and absolutely belong in the group for what I'd been offering. And
Beautiful.
yesterday I got a full body yes to give them a loving boot out. So there is space for them to hang out within my business, Surf Coast Breathwork, but it's no longer in this group. This Facebook group is now women only, or whoever
Yeah.
identifies as woman. And I contacted each of the guys in the group last night and let them know what the changes were going to be like. And so they've all had a gentle, loving, compassionate exit in the last 24 hours. And so I just wanted to celebrate and honor a new change in the group that this is girls business now, multi-generational,
Yeah.
be of any age, of course, underage supervision by parent, social media, parents' rules, whatever they think is right for them. But I'm working with teens all the way up to women in their 60s and
Yeah.
70s. So this is going to be such a
Beautiful.
no words to describe it yet. It feels like this is where it needs to be. So I'm looking forward to making this more known and sharing it with the community and letting everyone else know again in a couple posts that this is strictly women's business now, just for now and until further notice. And I do have a vision for the future where we can have a
Mm.
men and women's group program, container, community of some kind in the future. And until then, this is just women's group now. So
Yeah.
um,
Beautiful.
that's the fun little announcement.
Beautiful. Women's business.
Women's business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll be able to hopefully for those who maybe felt like they were withheld a little or maybe not fully expressing themselves in the group, you may feel more open to expressing and engaging and really letting it just all come out into this space, this safe space that I've been really nurturing. Um, and I have actually noticed, even since I made that decision in the last 24 hours, people are sharing more deeply now in the group. So if anyone's still watching this recording and this live stream, I am loving how much everyone is being honest and
Yes.
putting it
Yeah.
in the group. And whenever you say that you've got a limiting belief, I know it's not complaining. I know we spoke about the word complaining before, Michelle, and it's totally okay.
That.
We have
Yeah.
stuck in anger, and if we're stuck in a behavior that we don't want to be stuck in anymore,
Yeah.
that place is valid. We have to start there because that's where our focus is. So for
100%.
anyone in the group who's thinking about working together with one-on-one or in group, putting as much as you can in of yourself into this group is giving you the practice to get the best out of this work. So I'm really looking forward to
Yeah.
continuing to add the value that we have been, and everyone jumping in and getting lots out of it.
Yeah. The more you put in, yeah, the more you can do. Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yes.
concept to actually fully embody that, it's and believe it and see it. It's yeah. If you haven't seen that, yeah, felt that before. Yeah.
The hokey pokey just came to my mind, and sounds so
Ah,
inappropriate, but it's like you put your
go.
head in, you put your head
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
If you're only putting your mind in, that's as far as you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Put your heart
Yeah.
into this as well. I was like the
Yeah.
a heart-centered hokey pokey.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go
Yeah.
all in. The more you can be all in the group,
Yeah.
mind, body, emotion, go all in. You're gonna get so
Yeah.
much out of it, which I know you know, which I know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and people in the group are learning this too. So,
Yeah.
yes.
You can
So if
go
you
in
know
with your
any
eyes.
other, sorry, go for it.
Sorry. No, no, no. No, you go.
So if anyone knows any other women in their lives, friends, family who would value being in a space like this, please invite them. They're welcome. This is for them.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say you can go into it with your eyes closed, but then you realize when you open your eyes, it's all good. Like when yeah, when you jump into something or
Yeah.
you close your eyes and then you open it halfway through, you're like, oh, what the
You
fuck?
can shut down one of the senses because it's less stimulating, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You want
yeah, yeah,
or maybe I'll close my
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes. And so the more we can practice being open to feeling, the better we
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
being in it. So it takes practice. I think that's one of
yeah.
the
Practice,
ways to
absolutely.
finish this with is like it takes practice.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
wherever you're at in the journey is okay.
exactly,
I don't
exactly.
know if you can hear, but my dogs are going wild now, so I think it's perfect timing to wrap up.
Same. Yeah, same.
Thank you again. That was an extra
Thank you.
little bonus chunk of their time just now, and I'm glad I remembered before I jumped off. So
Mm,
I'm going to end the live now. Thank you everybody for joining us, and I will jump in with all of you in the community very soon.
thanks, Jacq. Thanks for holding this space.
Thank you.